have something concrete. So let's say you're going to do either a video or a podcast, I don't care which one, where you're going to interview as wide a range of people as you can find and ask them, ideally they would have the song with them, or I mean you could find it on the computer or something, and you would play a little bit of it and then have them talk about why they like it, not just asking them without hearing it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so you would have this compilation of all these different people talking about their music and what they like about it, which I think would be pretty powerful. And then at an event, you could actually like have people tell you their song, like they could do it live there, you know what I'm saying, and you could make another compilation. They might just think it's cool.
Yeah.
It's sort of like what StoryCorps does a little bit. I don't know if you've heard of StoryCorps. They basically just interview everyday people about their lives. And you'd think that'd be boring, but it's not. I think just having that to sort of sink into is going to help you. And it might not, you know, you're going to do all other kinds of things. This does not mean it's the only thing you do, but
Also that
it'll just
teaching.
anchor you a little bit. And you can, you know, it can go into history, you can splice a lot of pieces of it, you know what I'm saying? Like if you go to the old folks' home, you know, I don't know where you get the records, but hopefully they're online somewhere.
Yeah, they'll be, yeah.
And you talk to people, and then you go get a translator with you, and you go to the Spanish, you know, Cultural Center. And, you know, I just think it would be an interesting thing to listen to. And you could also feed it into the events, and you could also, I think, use parts of it in a way to support the grant. But that way you have a thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, I made this thing. Yes?
Yes.
All right, so when are you going to have it done by?
All of this, you know.
Just this sound piece. Like, when is an event where you could play it or something? Like the spring? I'll just say April. I'm making that up. March.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess April, I'd say.
All right. So one step is
Sounds good
to.
me. It'll be warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little
You're
better.
We hope.
Yeah. So this would
Sometimes,
be-
sometimes it still snows in April.
Question, would the video be separate from like the actual event, or would it be presented? Are we doing 2 different
I don't
dates,
know.
or?
No, I'm kind of watching. I think the idea is you wouldn't have a video or a podcast that just sits there that nobody listens to.
Right.
There will be an event where you play it, or an event where some event where you will feature it. Because otherwise, if nobody's listening, what's the point? So yeah, so we'll say like the premiere airing of your podcast, or the premiere showing of your video will be at some event that's hopefully already happening that you don't have to organize all yourself, just some. Does that make sense? So one of your first steps would be to look for what is that event.
In the spring.
Right, so look for an event in April, and there's always Earth Day stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if it's an Earth Day thing and then you have this music thing to the side, I don't think. You know?
The Earth Day seems to be different in different places.
Yeah, I don't really, it was just the only thing I thought of in April. Patriots Day, is
Oh.
the thing in Massachusetts.
It's April Fool's Day.
Maybe not that one, I don't know. So you want to find an event in April that you can kind of just like, that you think is cool, that you can kind of attach to.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think you want to start your interview list.
Mhm.
And I think you do some practice interviews at school. Maybe you do a pick-me-up where you tell people like, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to come around and ask you to play a clip of your favorite song, and then I'm going to ask you why you like it, so that they have it sort of prepared.
Mhm.
And you'll be very popular, I think. And then you just go around and just do it with them, and like, what are the things you start to hear? And then you go out to a broader audience, and we start worrying about equipment and that kind of stuff. But you sort of have a practice run to see what it feels like. What do we think? Does that sound like fun, or does that sound like torture?
Well, that sounds pretty good.
Okay.